Let's be honest, managing SEO for even one website can be a real handful, am I right?
It's a jungle out there.
Right. Now imagine trying to ramble SEO for multiple clients, each with their own unique keywords, rankings, and Google Analytics.
Oh, the overwhelm is real.
It's enough to make anyone want to hit the panic button. But fear not, fellow SEO warriors, because today we're diving deep into Hobo SC. Have you heard of this?
I have, yeah. It's been generating some buzz.
It's supposed to bring some serious order to the SEO chaos. We've got Sean Anderson's blog post here. He's the creator, and he's basically saying Hobo SC is like having your very own SEO analyst living rent-free inside your Google Sheets.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is that Sean isn't trying to reinvent the wheel here.
What do you mean?
Well, instead of building yet another standalone SEO platform, he's using a tool that many of us are already using every single day, Google Sheets.
Okay, I have to admit, you had me at Google Sheets, but I'm still a little fuzzy on the details. What exactly is Hobo SC and what makes it so special?
So picture this. Hobo SC is like that super organized friend we all wish we had, but for your SEO data.
Okay, I like where this is going.
It lives inside your Google Sheets and pulls all your valuable Search Console data.
Okay.
Uses Google's APIs to do this. And then it lets you create all these custom reports, track your rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you get to analyze the heck out of your website's performance.
Hold on, you said APIs. Is that where things get super technical?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a coder.
I hear you. And honestly, with Hobo SC, it's not as scary as it sounds. It's designed to work within Google's free API limits.
Okay, so no need to shell out for a paid Google Cloud account or anything like that.
Exactly. Think of Hobo SC as a bridge between the data in your Search Console and your Google Sheets. It's pulling in information you wouldn't be able to access otherwise.
So it's less about writing code and more about giving Hobo SC permission to access the data, right?
Exactly. There is a little setup involved, like configuring OAuth consent, which, again, sounds very technical.
It does sound a little intimidating.
But it's really just a secure way to authorize Hobo SC to access your Search Console data.
So it's like giving a key to a trusted friend who's going to help you tidy up a bit.
Yes, your SEO data house. And speaking of tidying up, Sean claims Hobo SC can handle multiple Search Console accounts. Music to my ears.
Oh, tell me more. I manage multiple websites, and let me tell you, it's a juggling act.
Well, this is where the Google Sheets integration gets really interesting. Imagine all your clients' data in one place.
All of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you can create these custom dashboards and reports.
Wait, are you serious? And since it's all in Google Sheets, there's no new software to learn, right?
You got it.
Which is music to my ears. Okay, Sean throws out some pretty impressive claims about what Hobo SC can do. But give me specifics. What kind of reports are we talking about? What would make an SEO pro do a happy dance?
Well, one of the reports Sean highlights is the Domain Traffic Trend Report. He says it's a game changer for understanding how algorithm updates impact your website's performance.
Because we all feel it when Google decides to do one of its algorithm shuffles, right? But figuring out exactly how it affected your traffic.
It can feel impossible.
Like detective work.
Right. This report lays it all out visually, shows your traffic trends over time, but then it overlays that with the Google algorithm update timeline.
So you can actually see if that dip in traffic lined up with a specific update.
You got it. No more guesswork.
That's what I'm talking about. Actionable insights. Okay, that's one report down. What else does this thing do?
All right, so you're battling for every inch in the SEO game.
It's a battlefield out there.
It is. And that's where the winners losers report comes in. It's like having this bird's eye view of the battlefield showing you which pages on your site are surging ahead after those algorithm updates.
Or, let's be honest, plummeting.
Right. You get to see the winners and the losers.
So instead of just seeing the overall traffic changes, you're seeing which specific pages were affected.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, based on click data. That level of detail is...
It's everything, right? Let's say you're working on a blog post, optimizing it, putting your heart and soul into it.
Pouring your blood, sweat, and tears.
Exactly. And then an algorithm update hits.
Yeah.
And it just tanks.
Yeah.
This report can help you figure out, was it really the update? Or are there other issues going on with that page? So this winners and losers URLs report, it sounds a bit ruthless, doesn't it?
It definitely grabs your attention.
That does.
And trust me, when you see a page's performance take a nosedive, you'll want that heads up.
Oh, yeah.
This report zeroes in on clicks as a key metric.
I was just about to ask about that.
Okay.
Clicks seem straightforward.
Yeah.
But why are they so important in the grand scheme of SEO?
Think of it this way. Your page showing up in search results is like setting up a shop.
Okay.
But a click. That's someone actually walking in because something caught their eye.
I see.
It's a direct measure of user engagement.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
Right.
It's like the difference between window shopping and actually making a purchase.
Yeah, exactly.
More clicks equal more interest, more potential customers. Yeah. I get it.
Exactly.
I'm following you.
Now, Hobo's Winners and Losers report utilizes two primary calculations to identify your website's all-stars and those who might be benched.
Got it.
The first is the sum of performance differences.
Okay.
This analyzes how your website's performance has evolved over time.
So it's looking at the long gains.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Instead of just looking at a single snapshot, it reveals those long-term trends, the ones that tell a bigger story.
That's incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
It's like differentiating between a short-term blip and a consistent pattern of growth or decline.
Right, exactly.
What about the other calculation?
The second one is the percentage change in performance based on click count.
Okay.
This one drills down into how the number of clicks on your pages has shifted.
Clicks going up, clicks going down.
Exactly.
Okay.
Has a page suddenly gone viral or taken a dip in popularity? This metric reveals those dramatic shifts.
So we're talking about identifying both steady growth and those sudden bursts of activity.
That's right.
That's really powerful.
It is, yeah.
So Hobo takes all of this data, the clicks, the search positions, everything, and does the number crunching for us.
Exactly. Hobo acts as your personal data analyst, but it doesn't stop at just crunching numbers.
It goes a step further.
Yes, exactly. It connects the dots, identifies those winners and losers, and helps you understand why those changes are happening, which is pure gold for refining your SEO strategy.
I'm starting to see how this could save a ton of time and guesswork.
A ton, yeah.
But let's be honest, SEO can feel overwhelming. Is Hobo's report digestible for those of us who aren't exactly coding wizards?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
And that's a huge part of what makes Hobo so valuable.
Okay.
It takes these intricate data points and transforms them into clear, easy-to-grasp visuals.
Okay.
You don't need to be a tech whiz to extract valuable insight.
That's music to my ears.
Yeah.
Now, the article mentioned a 6-step process Hobo uses to gather and process all this data.
Right.
Could you break that down for us without getting too technical?
Absolutely.
Okay.
First, Hobo connects to your Google Search Console account. We already touched on that.
Right.
It's like granting Hobo access to your website's performance records.
Okay.
Then it's all about fetching the raw data.
Okay.
Essentially downloading a massive spreadsheet of information.
Okay, I'm following so far.
Okay.
What happens next?
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Hobo dives into that mountain of data and starts making sense of it.
All right.
It analyzes trends, identifies those all-important winners and losers. It's like solving a complex puzzle.
So Hobo takes on the role of a digital detective.
Yes.
Piecing together the clues hidden within the data.
Exactly.
What about the last couple of steps? What does Hobo do with all those insights?
That's the beauty of it. Hobo presents its findings in a clear, visually appealing report.
Yeah.
No more staring at endless spreadsheets.
Right.
And here's the kicker. It automates the entire process.
Wow.
You receive regular updates without lifting a finger.
That's great.
It's like having a 247 SEO assistant working tirelessly behind the scenes.
Okay, now that's impressive.
Yeah.
It handles everything from data collection to analysis and reporting.
You got it. And that level of automation is truly a game changer.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's like handing off those tedious, repetitive tasks to a reliable assistant, freeing up your time and mental energy to focus on what matters most, making informed decisions that elevate your online presence.
That's a breath of fresh air.
It is.
It sounds like a huge weight off the shoulders of website owners and marketers.
Absolutely. Hobo's all about working smarter, not harder.
Now, we've been deep diving into the winners and losers report.
Right.
But you mentioned the Hobo SEO dashboard has even more to offer.
Oh, yeah.
Can you give us a sneak peek at what else it can do?
Sure.
My curiosity is officially piqued.
Oh, there's so much more to explore.
Okay.
Think of this report as just one tool in Hobo's arsenal.
Got it.
It also offers things like automated SEO audits.
Yeah.
These are invaluable, like having a website mechanic running diagnostics to identify any underlying technical issues that might be holding you back.
Hold on, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So it's not just about analyzing what's working.
Right.
It's about uncovering hidden problems that are dragging your website down.
You hit the nail on the head.
Okay, great.
It's like having Hobo whisper.
Okay.
Hey, you might want to fix that broken link. It's messing with your search rankings. Site. It's like having a detective on the case looking for clues to explain any sudden changes in your rankings.
So if I see a sudden drop in clicks on a page that was performing well,
Yeah.
Hobo can help me figure out if it's because of something I did
Yeah.
or because Google changed the rules of the game.
Exactly. It takes the guesswork out of the equation, allowing you to focus on solutions instead of panicking about the unknown.
That kind of peace of mind is invaluable. Now, we've been singing Hobo's praises,
Yeah.
and it's clear this tool packs a powerful punch.
It does.
But what about the human element? Can we rely too much on data and automation? Doesn't creativity still play a role in SEO?
That's a fantastic question, and it's something I'm really passionate about. Tools like Hobo are incredibly powerful,
Yeah.
but they should be seen as allies, not replacements, for human intuition and creativity.
So it's not about handing over the reins entirely to the robots.
Not at all. Think of Hobo as your co-pilot. It provides you with the data and insights you need to make informed decisions.
Okay.
But ultimately, it's up to you, the human,
Right.
to craft engaging content, build a user-friendly website, and truly connect with your audience.
That makes perfect sense. It's about finding that sweet spot between data-driven insights and that human touch.
Exactly. It's about using those insights to fuel your creativity, not stifle it.
Okay, one last question before we move on. I'm really intrigued by the client management aspect that the article mentioned. How does Hobo streamline that, especially the whole reporting process? Because, let's face it, creating reports can be a major time suck.
Tell me about it. That's another area where Hobo really shines. It allows you to manage all your clients within the dashboard, pulling their data, tracking their progress,
Right.
and even generating those client-ready reports we mentioned earlier.
So instead of manually creating separate reports for each client,
Yeah.
Hobo can essentially do it all for you.
You got it. And these aren't just any reports.
Right.
They're clear, concise, and visually appealing, making it easier for your clients to understand the value you're providing.
Talk about streamlining your workflow. No more wrestling with spreadsheets and formatting nightmares.
Exactly. Hobo takes the pain out of reporting, freeing up your time to focus on what truly matters. Building relationships and delivering exceptional results for your clients.
I can see how that would be a game changer for agencies, especially those juggling multiple clients. It's all about working smarter, not harder.
Right.
Right.
Hobo empowers you to be more efficient, more effective, and ultimately more successful in your SEO endeavors.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the power of analyzing your website as a whole.
Right.
But what about those times when you need to zoom in on a specific area? The article mentioned Hobo can handle both domain and single property analysis. Can you explain what that means?
Of course, domain analysis gives you that big picture view of your entire website's performance. It's like looking at a map of a city. You get a sense of the overall layout. Single property analysis, on the other hand, allows you to hone in on a specific page or section of your website. It's like using a magnifying glass to study a particular detail.
Okay, so it's like the difference between looking at a satellite image versus zooming in on Street View.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the beauty of Hobo is that it seamlessly handles both. Whether you're assessing your website's overall health or focusing on a particular page that needs a little TLC, Hobo equips you with the insights to make strategic decisions.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like having a Swiss Army knife for SEO,
Right.
ready to tackle any challenge that comes your way.
I like that analogy. It highlights the versatility and adaptability of this tool.
Yeah.
The digital landscape is constantly evolving, and Hobo is designed to evolve right alongside it.
That's reassuring to know, especially for those of us who aren't tech experts.
Right.
It sounds like Hobo empowers anyone with a website,
Yeah.
regardless of their technical skill level,
Mm-hmm.
to take control of their SEO.
Absolutely. It's all about making SEO accessible and actionable for everyone.
Okay.
Whether you're a solopreneur just starting out,
Right.
a seasoned marketer managing multiple campaigns,
Right.
or an agency handling a roster of clients.
Yeah.
Hobo can elevate your SEO game.
I love that.
Yeah.
Democratizing SEO, one dashboard at a time. Well, we've covered a ton. Setup involved getting into the Google Cloud Console, enabling APIs.
For our listeners who just heard the record scratch, can we break that down a little bit? What does setting up Hobo SC actually involve?
So Sean has a really detailed guide in his blog post.
Okay.
But essentially, you create a new project in Google Cloud. You enable something called the Search Console API, which is basically just allowing Hobo SC to talk to your Search Console data.
Got it.
And then you configure this with consent.
Which sounds intense.
Yeah, no, it sounds a little scary. But it's really just about making sure that Hobo SC has permission to access your data securely.
It's like the key to your super organized, top secret SEO data vault.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then once you've done that initial setup, Hobo SC does its thing. It starts pulling in all that beautiful data.
So there's a bit of upfront work, but it sounds like the payoff could be massive, especially for folks out there who are juggling multiple websites.
For sure. And then on top of that, you have all this data in a format that is so easy to use and analyze. Google Sheets is so flexible, you can really slice and dice this data.
Create custom dashboards, tailor-made reports.
Exactly. And this is actually where Sean's vision for Hobo SC gets even bigger than just SEO analysis. He sees it as a way to centralize all your client data within Google Sheets.
Yeah, that's interesting. So we're not just talking about SEO, we're talking about big picture client management. So we're talking about Hobo SC being this like SEO Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
But it could also be the key to a much smoother client management system.
Exactly. Okay, so imagine you're getting ready for a client meeting.
Okay.
Instead of having like 15 tabs open, pulling reports from different tools,
Oh, I've been there.
you open one Google Sheet,
Okay.
and you've got their latest SEO data from Hobo SC
Right.
right next to their website, traffic from Google Analytics,
Okay.
their social media engagement,
Wow.
even notes from your last meeting, all in one place.
Okay, so we're talking about a whole different level of client management here.
Right.
This single source of truth.
Yeah, and because it's Google Sheets, you can customize it.
Of course.
You want a dashboard that shows a client's year-over-year SEO growth.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah.
You want to see that next to their conversion rates.
Yeah.
You can pull in that data and arrange it how you want.
It's like you're building your own custom SEO command center for each client. So we've gone from figuring out algorithm updates
Right.
to completely changing how we manage client projects. That's a big deal.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think this potential for client management, it's really exciting. We're talking about making things easier, communicating better with clients,
Yeah.
delivering more value to them.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about just having a bunch of data. It's what you actually do with it, right?
Exactly.
And Hobo SC, it's like it gives SEO pros the power to go beyond just the numbers and really tell a story.
Yes, it's connecting those dots between the SEO performance, the website traffic, how engaged people are, and then the bottom line for businesses. And having everything easy to understand and customizable within Google Sheets. I mean, the possibilities are kind of endless.
So for our listeners out there who are like desperate for a better way to manage their SEO workload, especially across multiple websites,
Yes.
Hobo SC is definitely something to check out.
It is. It might not be the perfect fit for absolutely everyone.
Right.
Especially those who maybe aren't as comfortable with that initial setup we talked about. But for those who are willing to put in a little bit of work up front,
Yeah.
Hobo SC is super powerful, it's cost-effective, and it lets you take control of your SEO data and maybe even translate how you handle client management.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want you to think about how Hobo SC could fit into your own SEO processes. Could this be the thing that helps you unlock deeper insights, build even stronger relationships with your clients, and ultimately get those awesome SEO wins? Something to think about as you navigate the wild world of SEO. Right?
Exactly. And Sean mentions that there are a couple ways to, populate this tab, but the automatic method, it sounds like pure magic.
Okay, tell me more.
So picture this. You connect Hobo to your Google Search Console account.
Right.
And boom,
Okay.
it pulls in all your client info, like automatically.
Well, wait.
No more manually entering names, websites.
That's amazing.
It's like a breath of fresh air.
It's huge.
It's massive.
And it can. Think of it more like a direct line. Like you set up this direct line to talk to Google and ask some very specific questions about your website.
Okay.
And in return, you get these like super detailed answers. So the Google Search Console API, that is our direct line in this case. And man, it's packed with information.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So no need to brush up on my computer science degree to handle this.
No, not at all. This blog post breaks down the entire setup into 12, believe it or not, simple steps. And best part is we'll just be using, your regular free Gmail account.
Okay.
And the free access that Google gives us with that.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, it's all about making these powerful tools accessible for everybody.
I love that. Yeah, everyone deserves to know what's going on behind the scenes of their website, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So where do we even begin this adventure? Where's our first stop?
Our first stop is going to be the Google Cloud Console, which again sounds a bit intimidating, but it's really just Google's main hub for managing all these cool tools and resources.
Okay, so kind of like a behind-the-scenes control panel for everything Google.
Exactly. And so the first thing that we're going to do is actually create a new project.
Okay.
And you can think of a project as like a dedicated spice. That's where we're going to set up that direct line to the Google Search Console.
Got it. So according to this blog post, we got to give this project a very specific name. API access.
I love it. They're so organized.
Yeah.
Having a really clear name like API access keeps everything nice and tidy. Easy to find later.
Just like labeling that toolbox so you know exactly what's in there. All right, so we created our project, called it API Access, and now we're diving into the world of APIs and services. Okay, I'm kind of starting to feel like a tech wizard over here.
You're catching on quick. This is where things get really, really interesting.
Because we're about to enable the Google Search Console API.
Yeah.
Which is basically like giving ourselves permission to access all that sweet, sweet website data.
Yes, you got it. You're essentially getting your backstage passes, and we're about to peek behind the curtain here. And from what I hear, there's a lot to see.
That's what I'm excited about. This blog post was hinting at, like, I can analyze my website traffic, I can see how Google sees my website, and even test how user-friendly it is. But before we get ahead of ourselves, what's next on the setup to-do list?
So the next thing that the blog post mentions is to enable the Search Console API.
Okay.
And then we're going to grab something called a project number from the cloud dashboard. And don't worry, it sounds way more complicated than it is. And they give us a really handy link to take us right where we need to go.
Okay, so we're enabling the API, which I guess that's like, I don't know, flipping the switch to activate that direct line.
Yeah.
And then we're grabbing our project number, which kind of sounds like that secret code you need to, like, I don't know, access a hidden level in a video game or something.
You're not wrong. That project number, that's our unique identifier, so Google knows it's really us requesting this data.
So it's like our own personal key to the Google Search Console treasure chest. Okay, I am ready to unlock this thing. What's next?
So the next couple steps, involve a little bit of copying and pasting, but the blog post really holds your hand through it. They tell you exactly what to put, where to put it.
Okay, so instead of like, overwhelming our listeners with all this technical jargon, maybe just give us the Cliff's Notes version. Like, what's the big picture goal for these next few steps?
Yeah, basically we're creating credentials.
Okay.
Which, sounds fancy, but really all it means is we're proving to Google it's really us asking for all this data, right?
Got it.
It's like having like a secure key card to enter the Google Search Console VIP lounge.
Okay, so it's all about security.
Exactly.
Making sure that only authorized personnel can see this data.
You got it. And the blog posts, they even recommend downloading a file with all these credentials in it.
Smart.
Like a backup copy of your VIP key card, just in case.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Especially for someone like me who, tends to misplace things from time to time. So once we've got our credentials all set up, what's the grand finale? Like, how do we wrap this whole setup process up?
Believe it or not, we're pretty much there.
No way.
The last step that the blog post mentions is to test the API connection just to make sure everything's working as it should, like sending a little test message through that direct line that we set up with Google.
And if that message goes through, we are ready to start like harnessing the power of Google Search Console.
Yes.
This is so cool. I got to be honest. I'm feeling very official all of a sudden.
As you should. You're about to unlock so much information about your website.
I know. I feel like a real website analyst over here.
That's right. And remember, this is just, this blog post is the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
They even mentioned some other cool stuff we can connect to, like, Google Page Speed, even Google Drive.
Wait, hold on. Google Page Speed? Like the thing that tells me how fast or not so fast my website loads.
You got it.
Oh, okay.
And that's just one example. We can pull in all sorts of data, like about our website speed, the performance, how it stacks up against the competition, and get some personalized recommendations for how to make it even better.
Okay, now I'm seeing the real potential here. It's not just about like, oh, who's visiting my website. It's about understanding how Google sees my website.
Exactly.
And how I can make it better for Google, I guess, too. Exactly.
A data-driven approach. Yeah. Improve your website's visibility, performance, just all around better user experience.
And to think, this all starts with a few simple steps.
Right.
And a free Gmail account. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But I am curious, this blog post keeps mentioning something called the Hobo SEO dashboard.
Yes.
What is that all about?
So the Hobo SEO dashboard, this is where things get really, really cool. It's like Imagine taking all that raw data from Google Search Console
Okay.
and then turning it into like an actual roadmap for your website.
Okay, so instead of just having like this mountain of data, I have a tool that actually helps me make sense of it all.
Precisely. Imagine this, like a dashboard that shows you exactly which keywords are bringing people to your site, which pages are killing it, which ones might need a little love, even how your website's loading speed compares to your competitors.
That's amazing. It's like having a personal SEO consultant, like on call 24/7.
Yes.
Just analyzing data, and giving these personalized recommendations.
That's it. And remember those other APIs that we talked about connecting to, like Google PageSpeed? All those insights, they feed right into this dashboard, giving you this like holistic view of how your website's doing.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this right, connecting to the Google Search Console API, it's really just that first step.
It is.
It's like, I don't know, I'm unlocking the door to this whole universe of website analysis tools and resources that I can use.
It's true. And the best part is all these tools give you the power to make informed decisions about your website.
This has been seriously eye-opening. I got to say, I kind of feel like I've graduated from like message in a bottle website owner to like captain of a fully equipped digital ship ready to sail.
There you go.
But before we sail off into the sunset here, any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
Just remember, data, it's incredibly powerful. And if you take the time to understand how people are finding you, how they're interacting with your website, you can make it way more engaging, user-friendly, and honestly, just more successful overall.